This is truly unsettling, though. This is like watching like an. Oh, I didn't get a hepsis. This is like a
scary.
This is really, really hard to look at for so. Why is?
My name is Richard Nixon. Remember my birthday? That is a great question. My birthday, it's January 9th, of course. And the year, of course we know it's 1913, as we know. You already know that. I graduated Whittier College with a Bachelor of the Arts before attending Duke University Law School. Yep, yeah, you knew that. That's information that you already knew. Yeah. And it's extremely common knowledge that I practice commercial litigation law at the Winger and Bewley Law Firm. Yay! Okay. Well, yes. Democrats. Oh, well, I am very impactful as well. Yes, I am. Yay. Hooray! Okay, well, here's a few things I did. Are you ready? Well, I love the environment. I lick rocks and identify leaves all the time, So obviously I would pass the Natural Environment Policy Act, the Clean Air Act, and the Clean Water Act. Yay! 3 acts like a play, which I love. I love theater. Well, anyway, I am overwhelmingly jovial about the environment. I love it so much. And, of course, I established the EPA. Are you kidding me, girl? Like, oh my god, my favorite agency. Like, oh my god. I am also aware of other countries, especially that they exist. Well, yes. For example, I made us interact less with Vietnam and that cat fight thing we were having with her. Well, yes, of course I did. I also became so friendly with China, like you have no idea. Like, ni hao, girl. Like, oh my god. I also did so with the Soviet Union, but we weren't friends before that. Yeah. Well, that's all I did. I did nothing else. That is definitely all I did. I did not do a singular other thing. I am very well regarded in the modern eye. I did not have a downfall, and people love me. And trees, aren't they great?
After they had initially broken in and bugged the Democratic National Committee, they were getting information. The information was coming over here to Strawn. Some of it was given to Holden. There's no doubt about it. Do you know what was I don't really know if he would. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily. Strawn knows Strawn, no doubt about it. And whether Strawn, I've never wanted to press these people on these points because it hurts them to give up that next inch. So I have to piece things together. All right, so Strawn was aware of receiving information reporting to Bob. At one point, Bob even gave instructions to change their capabilities from Muskie to McGovern. and had passed this back through Strawn to Magruder and apparently to Liddy, and Liddy was starting to make arrangements to go in and bug the McGovern operation. They'd have done no, they hadn't, but they had infiltrated it by they had a secretary and a chauffeur. Nothing illegal about that. Now, so the information was coming over here, and then I finally, after the next point in time where I became aware of anything, was on June 17th, when I got the word that there'd been this break-in at the Democratic National Committee, and somebody from the committee had been caught, from our committee had been caught in the DNC. And I said, oh my God, that I can only, instantly putting the pieces together, I knew what it was.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is there any way that even briefly or otherwise, I mean, that in a proper way you could determine whether this matter of whether might have walked in there with a recorder on him? I don't know.
No, I don't think there is any way. I think you gotta so remote as to be almost beyond possibility.
Yeah.
And if he did, there's...
Well, we got it. I mean, but the point is that's a real bomb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure is. That's what may be his bomb. In other words, you kind of
I
put that on the desk when Henry Peterson says, I got a recording of the President of the United States, and here's what he said.
Well, that would be very hard.
If he did it, then we'd say yes.
Possible.
Well, not virtually impossible.
That's fine. Now, on the investigation, the Democratic break-in thing, we're back in the problem area because the FBI is not under control because Gray doesn't exactly know how to control it. And their investigation is now leading into some productive areas because they've been able to trace the money, not through the money itself, but through the bank, sources, the banker. So, and it goes some directions we don't want it to go. Also, there have been some things like an informant came in off the street to the FBI in Miami with there's a photographer who has a friend who's a photographer who develops films for this guy Parker, and the films had pictures of Democratic National Committee letterhead documents and things. So there's things like that that are filtering in.
Oh, look at me now. I'm in jail. Whoops, now I'm not in jail. I'm not in jail because what had happened is the Supreme Court had determined very rudely that I had possibly done crimes or had possibly overused my executive privilege, but I did not. Anyway, so I decided to get on TV and say the truth. I said that I am not a crook, which I am not a crook, so I said that. And then I just so happened to resign from being president. That was unrelated. Yeah. Okay.